right. Sorry if I got food on my face. I was eating, guys. It's rice. But welcome back to AstroTarotResearch. Welcome to the lives. Hope everyone is doing great, fantastic, wonderful, having a beautiful time on this lovely Friday night. I have with me, my red panda cards. You can see here, hermit mode, which I have been in hermit mode all week for sure. Just making sure no more food on my face. Hope you guys have been well. I wonder if I can create a poll here. I think I can. All right, let me see. I'm gonna do this. And it's gonna be related to the weekly collective. All right. Hopefully I don't have any spelling errors. So I did how is the Eight of Swords shown up for you this week? We have self-doubt, insecure, keeping to yourself, feeling shy or confused. There's also other meanings of the Electra Milk. Do you do Apple Pay? No, I don't do Apple Pay. I don't have an Apple phone. I have a Samsung, so I can't do Apple Pay just for that reason. But I'll probably try to look into creating a Venmo. But PayPal, you can go through PayPal and pay by credit card as well. PayPal has that option. But unfortunately, I don't have Apple Pay at the moment. I am Team Android, which is a smaller team, but I like it over here. But what was I saying here when it came to Zelle? Zelle, you kind of need somebody's actual phone number, which I don't feel comfortable giving my phone number out like that, right?
Hey, can you guys...
Let me look. As far as I know, right? I love your videos. I just found you. Thank you for, thank you for loving my videos. Not I guess. I'm glad that you love my videos. Very happy. That makes me very happy to hear. I'm trying to look how you can pay through Zelle, because I know I've paid through people's phone numbers, but I'm trying to figure out, can you do by email? I think you go through your bank, right? I'm glad you think they're accurate. That makes me very happy to hear. I'm glad you can use email. All right, let me check this. Oh, so you can use email. Oh, do you use your bank email? Let me check. I'm just making sure I'm using the same bank email that I use for everything. Well, I don't use it for everything. I have different bank emails. But let me just checking the email address it goes to. And of course, it won't show me. Let me look. Why is this like this? Let me search my emails. They need to fix their phone website. I do have Venmo, but Venmo gives you away your full name and everything like that, and it's it's a lot. Okay, so I don't know if this will, but this is my email address for if you want to send through Zelle. It's just my old email address. I used to do it all the time here, but that is the option. That is, at least that's, I think, how it's worked. I'm not sure how it worked outside of the phone numbers, but if you want to send through Zelle, that should be the email address to use, I would think. Yes. And that's for in-depth questions. For yes or no questions, it's 5. Let me make sure I am. And let me figure this out. Let me view their non-mobile website, their desktop. Because some websites are terrible on mobile. All right, thank you, Electra. I'll have to look into getting more payment options. I was thinking about doing Venmo, like creating a specific Venmo for my channel, so everything's separate. I'll have to do that either next week or week after that. I can't do it this weekend, but I can definitely do it. Just to give you guys more options. Oh, I guess this is just their site. There's certain banks, I just can't stand their site, the way it's set up. Okay, I will let you know. I'm looking right now. And does it let you know immediately? I've only set my... Oh, hey, XOXO her. I hope you're doing good. Let me get to your question. Well, I guess you just say you're not feeling great. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, my God. Anything I should know, X. All right, and then I'm checking to see if the money came in. Yeah, I don't think it worked. I can send the question money through YouTube. That might be the best option. I looked it up, and it says that there's not an option through Discover, at least from what I've seen. It's not coming up. So that might be the issue. But whatever, I'll look into that later. There's so many different payment options. All right. It might be easier just to send it through YouTube, Electra. And then I'll look into setting up Venmo. Oh, okay. So XOXO her. We have the sun coming up for you. And let me get over here. Okay, 2 cards coming out. We have the Ace of Swords and the Empress reversed. Yes, that $9.99 is okay. That is the price. Yeah, it comes like that on YouTube. That's fine. So obviously the Empress reverse is letting us know that's you. That's how you feel. XOXO her. You just feel a little bit out of your element, in a funk, a little bit down. But with the Sun card and the Ace of Swords, to me, it shows that there's not an indication of anything serious. It's just a matter of one of those days. The cards are kind of just saying it's just one of those days, one of those time periods where mentally or emotionally it just feels as though things are tired, things are frustrating. Maybe there's a little bit more friction. Maybe you're dragging your feet a little bit, because sometimes I get the Empress reverse to represent I'm just not satisfied. I'm just not happy with things. But the cards aren't indicating that this is some overall shift towards misery in your life that's coming in. It's just saying, hey, it's just one of those days. Like, that's really all that is. If anything, the cards are indicative that positive things are coming in for you. Especially with that Ace of Swords and the Sun. Those two things would represent that there's moments of clarity, success, achievement, recognition, new ideas, new people, new contracts. These are like all positive things that are likely to be coming in soon. And let's pull this. We have the Two of Wands. So right now is a period of waiting, thinking about things, being in a mindset of trying to, in a way, the Two of Wands can come up as like, I'm trying to guess where things are going to go next. I'm trying to figure out my next chapter. I'm trying to understand the next steps or even the direction I want to go in. Because part of me is breaking away from a path that maybe most people would choose. It's like, and I'm not saying you're doing this, but it's like most people would probably choose a 9-to-5 over an entrepreneurship. And so the Two of Wands is letting me know that you're either in a place or you're about to be in a place where you're choosing between the less traveled road and the more traveled road. That's nice to hear. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, there's good things coming in for you. Wow, perfect. The Fool. So Right. The Fool card here, obviously, I don't know what's happening, but you're taking some kind of leap, some kind of chance, and you're really going for something that has been a desire for yours. I'm not going to guess how long it's been a desire, but it's been a desire for you to do. And right now you're in the beginning stages of jumping towards it. And it's going to make you feel really alive and enthusiastic. And I think it's going to get you out of this kind of spell, this kind of feeling like I need more, or things just aren't right, or something doesn't feel good, or I'm not in a great place right now. Once you start exploring this new path, or whatever this thing that is floating your boat, gets you excited, gets you out of bed, that's something that is going to really make you happy. This can also, because we have the Two of Wands and the Fool, both of those cards connect very heavily to travel and getting outside of your comfort zone. So those two things are within the realm of possibility. Definitely the Fool, because the Fool is somebody who's just jumping in blind, like, for sure. And then the last thing we want to say is the Ten of Swords. So you're in a stage where you're letting go, actually, a lot of anxiety, pressure, depression, being in a lull, being in a state of mental heaviness. You're coming out of that period, and you're actually transitioning to that Ace of Swords period that we just saw previously. So I love that we have the Ace of Swords and the Ten of Swords in the same spread here. I don't know if you can see them both on the camera. So you're actually going to go to a lighter mental space in a bit. And it's because you're going to be exploring more, or you're going to be traveling, or you're going to be taking some risk or chance, especially in the areas of, hold on, let me think, pass this through. In the areas particularly having to do with following some sort of passion, or something that really floats your boat. Like the Two of Wands is generally going to be something that's not necessarily I'm doing this for the money or stability, but it's more so I'm doing this because my heart's in it. I'm doing this because I have a natural gift and talent in this area, or I'm doing this because I've always had this strong desire and I feel like this is elevating me mentally and I'm growing spiritually. Like this is the things that you're going to start to explore soon, and it's really going to take you out of that state that you're in, because the Ten of Wands is tough. I mean, Ten of Swords is tough. It's just being trapped in this place that feels like there's no way out. There's no escape. There's no hope. Things aren't going to get better. Things will always stay the same. And it's just not true from the cards. The cards show a completely different story of light, happiness, success, fulfillment, everything working out. So this is what's coming for you, XOXO her. You're getting out of this place. Don't worry about it. It's just one of those periods, one of those days. You will move on to someplace better, for sure. Now, Jessica, let's get to your question. So I was wondering if Jason has romantic feelings for me and if we will be together. Okay. You're welcome, XOXO her. Let's see what Jason's feelings. I love it's like both J and J. Oh, feeling shy. Some insecurity, some self-doubt. I won't lie, for the Eight of Swords, and I'm sorry guys, I'm talking about the poles. For me, it has come up with self-doubt, which is so surprising for me because normally I'm very confident. But let me know how the Eight of Swords has revealed itself for you this week. And we'll get into the weekly collective after this. Me too, J&J. Yeah, I like that. Oh, how many cards is that? All right, we got the Knight of Coins and the Seven of Wands here. All right, let's see. Jason's feelings. When I see the Knight of Coins, that's generally going to be somebody who wants to get to know you better. But it's actually interesting because part of them is like, I would like to get to know you better. But then when I look at the Seven of Wands, you know, the Seven of Wands, they're fending off people. They are pushing back and saying, I don't want anybody in my territory. I don't want anyone in my space. So it's almost like this slow progression of getting to know you. They're not in a space where they're allowing themselves to be fully open and vulnerable. And it's like very much like, I want to know you, but I want to keep boundaries. Yes, he's a work crush. Maybe that's part of the story as to why he's like, I need to have rules around this, because it's a tricky environment when you have a work crush, even though it's completely normal. Lots of people meet through work, but still, you know, it can be tricky, right? Let's pull these cards, see what else is going through his head. We have the Ace of Wands. So I think this speaks to his level of attraction. So he's like, okay, I find you to be very attractive, intriguing, exciting. I am happy to see you. It's like this feeling of not necessarily butterflies, but more so like a feeling of a wave of excitement when you see someone that you want to see. Like, you're just like, oh my gosh, it's Jessica's here. I'm happy that you're here. Like, this feeling of like, I want to talk to you. I want to get to know you. And I wouldn't even be surprised if they were thinking about asking you out, only because the Ace of Wands wants to take the initiative. They want to move things forward. So we know that this person's ultimate goal is not to stay in this place of stagnation and to keep things on a work level, like at all. That doesn't make sense for these cards. So they're thinking about it, but I think part of them is thinking like, how can I go about this? What's the right timing? And the reason I say that is because the Knight of Coins is this card that is so slow moving, that overanalyzes every little thing, that is always a little bit in their head, is a perfectionist, worries what other people think. Like the Knight of Coins here, very much like, I gotta make sure I do everything right. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to act in the wrong time. I don't want to like make the wrong move and blow this whole thing up. I hope so. I really like, he's so shy and cute. I guess he's very Knight of Coins then. That growing confidence. So let's see where this is going. We have the Strength card here. It won't focus. There we go. And we have the Nine of Cups. So I think that when we see these two cards here, it does show eventual connection romantically, that you guys will end up at least going on a date at some point. But with the Strength card, obviously it's following that Ace of Wands. And when we look at these combination, it's just like slow to take action. Just slow to take action. That's all that is. But it's going to happen. I think he'll ask you out. I think you guys will end up connecting and liking each other, especially with that Nine of Cups there. It feels happy. It feels as though you both gotten something that you really wanted. feels romantic. The Knight of Cups is just a all-around great card. I wouldn't be surprised if he asked you more towards like lunch, dinner, something like that. Just because the Nine of Cups, I get that to more food oriented rather than let's do an activity date. You know, it's more so let's sit down and eat something or get coffee or whatever. Something's being consumed generally with the Nine of Cups. But I really do feel like it's going to go to a place where you guys really enjoy each other's company. And then I have Temperance here. That's interesting because we got this card for the weekly collective this week. And it's all about trying to find the right balance between different elements within your life. In this case, I'm assuming this is from Jason's perspective, and finding the right balance between keeping an atmosphere professional, but then also at the same time moving towards someone he finds attractive, he's happy to see, he wants to ask out, and also being patient. Like, I'm sure both of you would like things to move faster, and I really even wouldn't be surprised if on his end he would like to see more obvious signaling from you that you're interested. I say that because we don't have any sword card available in this spread. And the sword cards are very analytical and they're very observant. Not that the Knight of Pentacles isn't observant, but sometimes he gets in his own head and he can get self-conscious. And so he's not even sure, you know, if you're someone he should really like go all out for it. You know what I mean? Like that. It's not like I can analyze and read the room type of energy that's coming from him. So showing stronger signals is really great. It'll really push this thing along. But obviously Temperance card connects to patience. We got Temperance and Strength in the same reading. It's going to take some time, but I really do feel like you two really have a lot of things in common. You're very compatible. It shows a similar outlook, especially when we talk about Temperance card. Temperance card deals with your beliefs, your way of thinking, how you approach situations, what is important to you in terms of, you know, philosophy, whatever, belief systems, values. So those things are something that you guys really have some compatibility within. But yeah, this is a good match. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, it's a good match. I think it's going to move forward. I think it's going to take some time, but it's going to move forward. This is a slow burn if I've ever seen it, but it's going to work out. It really is, especially with that Nine of Cups on the end here for you. I really do think that this is, you know, wish fulfillment, dream come true. We're vibing, we're connecting. There's potential romance in the air. Yes, Snell, Jason. Thank you, Princess. You are welcome. And I can't wait to see how this plays out. Check back with me in I'm going to say a month. I'm going to say a month, just given the cards. But check back with me and let me know how this progresses, because I am very curious as to, you know, how he manages to move these things forward. He needs some confidence. He needs that boost of confidence within him. But I love, and you know what? I told, report back. I'm trying to remember who I was talking to. I can't remember if it was you astronauts, guys, where I was saying that I think love is in the air in 2026. I hear so many people on the internet. They're always like, oh, I'm going to run a strict program, or I'm not dating this year. Please. I have a feeling that people are dating now more than ever, especially I don't know. I just look at the astrology and I'm just like, I don't know. The cards are the cards are saying otherwise. The astrology is saying otherwise. Love is in the air in 2026. It's happening and it's moving forward, even if it's at a slow pace. So now's the time to strike if you guys want to date. Your readings are so accurate with your work readings, girl. It's insane. Thank you. I'm really glad you like my work readings. I was just planning to do one. That's like what I'm filming now. I am still accepting donations. And PJ, do you have a question? And what's your zodiac sign? I am an Aries, guys. I am an Aries. 100% Aries queen over here. Or at least in Western astrology. In Vedic astrology, I'm a Pisces. So I guess it depends on your system. I was like, why am I cold? I don't have my heat on. That's why. But I'm going to keep it off because it can be loud. But yeah, let me know your question, PJ. I got to ask you guys your sun sign. Will Mark try to talk to me? Proud. I sent him one last message. Electra, what's your sign? I'm glad you're a fan of Aries. Not everyone is. I think it's the April Aries. I think they're ruining our rep. So I'm an Aquarius. Oh, I love Aquariuses. Okay. Sent Cash App. All right. Thank you. I will get on that after PJ. So you said, will Mark try to talk to you? We have Justice here. I need to clarify Justice. We have 5 of Swords. Let me show that card. I think he will try to contact you. I don't know what's going on here, if you guys are beefing or fighting, but the 5 of Swords does show that he will respond, but it's probably not the nicest thing, or it's sort of very ego-based. Like, I'm not thinking about your feelings, I'm thinking about my feelings, and I'm thinking about getting my way, and I'm thinking about proving I'm right, and I'm thinking about how I want the situation to play out in my favor. 5 of Swords is very much selfish oriented. Sometimes it's just like, I want you to feel the same way I feel, especially, you know, in terms of misery loves company. But yeah, he'll respond. I just don't know if it's going to be something that you'll be excited to hear. You know, that's you know, best case scenario, the message is just confusing. That's probably the best case scenario. But generally, the 5 of Swords is a salty type of vibe that is on. Oh no! Oh my God, no! What did you? Are you guys arguing? What's happening? Because I'm just wondering, like, why is he so salty? We got the Chariot too. So it's like, win at any cost. Make sure you get that one up, you know, hit them with the 1-2 punch, you know, like kick them while they're down. It's just very much like, I'm going to say something that is going to cut you down and make myself feel better, even if it's temporary, right? Because at the end of the day, the 5 of Swords never really wins. He said, it's been days we can have an argument. Why is, I wonder what's going on with them mentally. And I got to get to your reading, Yara. Yeah, PJ, I think he needs to work on his communication, because he's in the mindset of just wanting to be proved right. All right, and I will get to your reading, Yara, if we do talk again. Well, feel free to argue with him. It was his fault, most of it. Well, from the cards, he will not admit it. And then, Salama, may I have a reading for the month of March with respect to job opportunities, please? Yes, you may, but don't forget to send payment first. That's why what happened. Some people just won't admit that they're wrong. And with the Five of Swords and the Chariot there, I don't even think he thinks he's wrong. And Yara, I'm shuffling the cards for your question. Salam means peace. Oh, is it like when people say Assalamu alaikum? I never even really thought about the phrase. But thank you for letting me know that means peace. You're welcome, PJ. And if he gets on your nerves too much, you know, you can always find another guy. General love reading. Let's get into it. Whoa. We have the moon. Is it gonna focus? There we go. We have the Seven of Wands. And I want to hear more as to what's going on here. Because the energy right now is given, I don't know if you're single, but the energy is given fighting my way through the dark with these cards. We have the Eight of Cups, but reversed. Stop focusing on my face, camera. All right, I think we got it in there. Eight of Cups reversed. So, when it comes to love, this is a very confusing spread here. Especially when we start with this Moon card. Because the Moon card is, hey, if you're dating someone, you're receiving mixed signals or ups and downs, or they're interested, they're not interested. And also, it can feel as though I'm trying to find my person, but I don't know which direction to go in. Like, I'm trying to use my intuition, but it feels like, especially with the Eight of Cups reverse, that I keep meeting the same type of goofies with this Seven of Swords. Sorry, Seven of Wands that I normally do. And it feels like I'm being pulled back into people I don't even want to deal with. Like, I'm tired of this. That's the vision. I'm single, but I'm dating. Well, that explains why this is, the dating scene's so rough. It really is. It's like one battle after the other. To me, it feels like your whole energy wants to elevate to maybe a different style of dating, or maybe even attracting different individuals. But to me, when I look at this, it's as if you're unsure of how to move away from this type of energy, which is feeling like you can't be vulnerable, feeling as though you're meeting people who sometimes they can be competitive. Sometimes they can, like, they're not coming from a place of let's emotionally connect and I want to look out. I'm looking for someone who I can be vulnerable with, and I'm looking for someone who brings happiness into my life. The Seven of Wands is very much like, I want you to see how great of a catch I am and treat me as such and move accordingly. Like, this is the kind of vibe that you might meet more. And when I see that energy, it's often, how do I say that? It's often like not the best when it comes to creating a loving environment. Let me look at this. Sometimes you can get this for like people trying to knock you down a peg. You know how sometimes guys do that negging thing? That's the Seven of Wands type energy. Now we have the Seven of Swords here. So I feel as though this is, I need to clarify this because I do have a thought, but I want to clarify this one really quick. Okay, so this is what I thought. We got the Death card. Seven of Swords and a Death card. So I feel as though your next stage is going to be strategic. You're going to stop listening to your intuition, or at least, I'm not going to say completely, but you're not going to rely on your intuition as heavily. The Seven of Swords likes to look at the data. They like to look at the facts. They like to look at the logic. So instead of believing what someone says, you do your research. If they say, no, I'm not married, you go ahead and you check the state wedding registries to find out if they're married, or you hired a private eye. I don't know. But you don't believe things at face value. You watch people's behaviors rather than whatever promises that they make. You start to recognize patterns within individuals. Certain character types, certain archetypes, they have certain patterns that they practice over and over again. For example, generally people who don't have a lot of money, or the people who lead with money, like, oh, I have this great job, or I just bought a new house, or I just came into an inheritance. Those are the people who don't really got money like that. And if they do have money, they're tend to going to be a little bit more stingy with it. They're going to be the type that's just like, you just want me after my money, things like that. So the Seven of Swords in the Death card is showing that you're going to start paying attention to any sort of patterns that are of the people that you no longer want to come in contact with, and start paying attention to patterns of people you do want to come in contact with, the people that you do like, the people that you want to date, the people that you want to connect with. You're going to look at what they do, where they go, how they talk, what kind of people they seem to be attracted to, and you're going to start being more strategic. That is what the Seven of Swords is all about. Strategize, be clever. Stop going from like, oh, well, he seems nice. It's like, I don't care. The Seven of Swords takes their feelings out of it. It's all about getting what they want, and getting what they want in the fastest way possible. If you think about the original image of the Seven of Swords, they're sneaking away with these swords on their back, and making sure no one is watching. Everyone else, they probably fought some battle or went to some training school and got some sword or paid for it. But the Seven of Swords, they probably just waited till everyone was sleeping and then just got what they wanted. So it's not necessarily always about being sneaky. Sometimes it's just like, I need to be smarter rather than go about things the long way and be more laissez-faire and take things as they come. It's like, no, I need to plan. I need to strategize. So that's what you're going to start to do. 100%. Okay. I just want you to know that in terms of how things are going to play out. PJ, did you have a question? this is your next step, and I think it's going to lead you somewhere good, Yara. Oh yeah. We got the Star card here. So it's definitely going to lead you to a place where dating doesn't feel as heavy. You know, it's going to feel a little bit lighter. It's going to feel peaceful. It's going to feel as though you have recovered and that you're no longer in this Seven of Wands and Moon card environment. You're going to be in a space of calm. I got this. And I know I'm going to get what I want. And it's also very much like a renewal of hope. Instead of a place of fear and confusion or frustration, it's peaceful. It's happy. It's like, I know I'm going to get the person I desire. Okay. Prab is Richard playing with my feelings because he was very warm at work to me, especially when then got distant. Now he just trying to be friendly again. Okay, Richard sounds strange. You're welcome, Yara, and I do see positive things coming for you. You know, you're going to start to get a lot more happiness and peace within your dating life. And it's not going to be as worrying or concerning for you. We have the Strength card here. Rab, let's see. The Six of Swords. Jorah Cook, hello, I've been well. I have a question when you get the chance. Feel free to throw the question in there, Jorah Cook. And just let me know which way you sent the payment if it's not through YouTube. Are they playing with you? Let's see. And the Queen of Coins reversed. There we go. So when I look at these cards here, I don't necessarily think this person is playing with you. I think they just want to keep things relatively professional and they want to move on. They don't want to stay in a place where things have been awkward. With the Queen of Coins there, I don't think they have fully thought through how their behavior has changed the dynamic. They just know that they just want to continue working. They want to move on. They don't want things to be stiff. They feel as though, how do I say this? They just kind of feel like, why stay stuck in this place of being cold and distant and whatever? Let's try to move to a better place. Let's try to create some sort of cordialness. And then the Queen of Coins is interesting because part of them is like recognizes the awkwardness. He said we never had any tension. I mean, that's good. But with this, I'll say this, with the Strength card there, like I said, they probably weren't the most open person. Generally, the Strength card is going to be more reserved. And the Six of Swords is going to be someone who is coming from a place where they feel like they can't trust others. You know what I mean? Like that. But generally, I think they feel as though they want to just move forward to a different environment. That's something that they want to create for themselves. The Queen of Swords, Queen of Coins, is somebody who's not the most confident person, but when we have the Page of Wands next to the Queen of Coins, they're going to fake it. They're going to try to show that they're welcoming, they're inviting, they will try to crack a joke, they're going to take a playful attitude. And I don't think it's less to do with you particularly and more to do with whatever's going on in this person's past. They've just had a lot of social situations that have been disappointing for them. And so it's hard for them to really open up and communicate, especially this Eight of Cups reverse, Eight of Wands reverse, following the Five of Cups. They just struggle with that. They struggle with being able to talk freely. They struggle with being able to articulate how they feel or even to show more of their personality. And so right now they're in a phase where they're tired of that and they want to try to be more sociable. You know what I mean? Like that's the vibe. He is like that. Yeah, that's kind of them. Like they recognize that something within them needs to take a shift and it's just time. So that's what's happening for them. They're trying to build more confidence. They're trying to build more self-worth and self-esteem. And especially when I get the Six of Swords, the Six of Swords is like trying to rebuild trust within yourself because it comes from the place of the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords can be this card of self-sabotage. And the Six of Swords is like, I'm finally getting out of my own way and I'm giving myself the opportunity to go for it, to make mistakes, to take chances, to move into different waters and territory. You said reserved, doesn't know what to say. I could see that for the cards. You know, that Strength card can really want to hold back. But I do think that they're coming to their own. It's just going to take a little bit of time. But I'm scared he might do this again, like get distant and then come back and be warm. It's possible. It's possible. You know, maybe they struggle with some sort of anxiety or stress. But I wouldn't take it personal. I don't think it personally has anything to like do with you. Hey, Twinkle, la dee da. Hold on, I lost. Jewel Cook, I CashApped you for a detailed question. Whenever you're ready, let me know if you got it. I got it. Let me see this. I don't think you asked the question. But yeah, don't take it personal. He's just going through something. He's trying to branch out and be more sociable. Prob. You said I'm way too scared. That's why I'm maintaining distance. That's too funny. I think it'll be okay. I don't think he's ill-intentioned. He's just a bit awkward. And as you guys keep coming in, don't forget to let me know how the Eight of Swords has shown up for you this week. Has it shown up in terms of self-doubt, feeling insecure, keeping to yourself, feeling shy, confused. For me, it came across as like more so self-doubt. I really had to fight to believe in myself this week. And you are welcome, Rob. Hope you take care of yourself and don't worry too much about him. I don't think he's a bully or has bad intentions. And Jor Cook, did you ask the question? Because I was scrolling to look for it, but I didn't see it. Unless I missed it. Sometimes YouTube has blocked people from their questions in the past. So I wanted to make sure that wasn't happening. Okay, good. Okay. I see it now. Yay, my question is, will T take our relationship to the next level? More specifically, I'm asking for, I'm glad you like the cards. My favorite deck, I wanted a red panda deck because I love red pandas. I even have red panda slippers. So I love red pandas, so I wanted a red panda deck. I know Tarot's not an exact sign, but I always appreciate your perspective. Thank you so much. Yeah, and never listen to anyone who's gonna say that Tarot's an exact science and they get everything right. There's no way. I've never seen any tarot reader or astrologer get every single thing in the world right. Like, that doesn't even make sense. It's like, that's so cute. Thank you. I don't know why. I just love red pandas so much. More specifically, I'm asking when, kind of like timeline. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Will T take the relationship to the next level and when? Okay. Ace of Wands here. Okay. A lot of cards are flying, but I can't read them all. That's too many. Let's just try that again. We have the Emperor. Focus on the Emperor. And we have the Hermit. And I want to clarify the Hermit. The Moon. Okay. So right now, the cards are flying. I think that he's thinking about it right now, because the Ace of Wands and the Emperor is somebody who wants to take the initiative. But with the Hermit card being clarified by the Moon, it's almost as if he's wondering if he should, because the Hermit, part of them wants to have their freedom. They want to have their space. They want to do their own thing. Hermit card's not Mr. Relationship, right? But at the same time, he also has this Ace of Wands and Emperor side, which shows that, yeah, this person has feelings for you, and you bring happiness, joy, fulfillment into their life. Also, with the Emperor, there's a sense of stability there. And a part of them is just like, well, I do want a committed relationship, but is now the time? We have the Nine of Cups. So I do think this will end in a relationship. Yeah. Nine of Cups, Two of Cups. I do think that you guys will end up coming together, and it will be taken to the next level, for sure. I think they're going to get out of their own way and recognize that they do want to be together. And let's see. I'm glad you guys liked my deck. Okay. These cards are flying like this for. Okay, what card was that? Page of Cups. There we go. And the 10 of Coins. And let me clarify that. The 7 of Cups. Okay. So if I had to look at these cards and look at the timing, it's not like soon. It would more than likely be within a few months, maybe a little bit. Like, that's the general feeling when I combine all the cards. Is that everything you say is real accurate for what's going on right now, but like the Hermit Moon energy keeps throwing me off, too ambiguous for me. Yeah, I think that's how they feel. I think in their head, it's like they know they want to be in a relationship with you, but at the same time, they're used to this life of the bachelor. And what does it mean for them to be in a relationship? And how does that look like? But the Page of Cups and the 10 of Coins, obviously, this is like following that 9 of Cups and the 2 of Cups. They want to come together. But the only thing when I think about the 10 of Coins, when it comes to timing, I haven't seen the 10 of Coins to necessarily represent, oh, this is happening this week, or this is happening next month, or 10 of Coins is pretty slow. And if I combine that with the Page of Cups, that lessens the timing. So I would say within a few months, they'll likely try to like push this towards the next level officially and say, like, let's, you know, be within this relationship. Like, let's solidify this. But I do want to say with the Page of Cups and the 10 of Cups here and that 7 of Cups option, it's a progression. Like, how do I say this? It's like they slowly start to open up and be more vulnerable. And as they feel more secure, as they feel like you're more their safe space, you're more the person that they come to when they have a bad day, when they're stressed about something, when they might be fearful, or when they are uncertain. Like, the more time they spend with you and the more they feel that, start feeling more and more of that way about you. Not to say they don't feel that now, they just, you know, it increases over time when you're in a relationship. The more that increases, that's really the timing. It's like more so of a feeling for them. A feeling of, I feel safe with this person. I feel comfortable with them. I think I could see me building a future with them. This person makes me feel like everything's going to be okay. This person feels like they have my back. I feel like I want this person in my life. And not only that, but they get to the space where they're like, I don't want to really think about pursuing or being with anyone else. I think that's going to be too tiring. Doesn't even make sense to me anymore. And so for them, it feels like as they get to this space of deeper connection, all of those other options and possibilities fall away. And as things slowly fall away in their mind, it's like you're the one who is left standing in a good way. Like I care about you. You know, I don't even see anyone else. Like, that's the type of feeling. And when they start to feel that way, that's when they're like, I want to make this official. So I would say give it a few months, just based on the cards. Yeah, I'm definitely following you can't rush feelings. It's true, unfortunately. Like, even if you know, like, you know, it's a good match, people always have, not always, but a lot of people will have different hang-ups. And so it can take time. But I feel like this is going in a good direction. And they obviously are taking the relationship very serious, especially since we have that Emperor card there. I do like that, because sometimes we see some cards and it's like, oh, this person isn't even serious. But this person's very serious. And to me, it shows that they want commitment. They want a relationship specifically with you. But in their mind currently right now, they're like, am I ready to get out of singledom? Am I ready to move away from this stage? Let me grab these cards here. But you got to give me the update and let me know how this progresses, because it seems like he wants to move forward. It says he does take it very serious. He keeps showing up as an Emperor in my personal readings too. Wow. That's wild. Isn't tarot just like strangely accurate? How it always, like, when it mirrors other people's personal readings, that's when it's like, whoa. I love when tarot does that. But I like that he is someone who truly cares and is thinking about his future and the future of your relationship. Thank you so much for this reading. And yes, tarot can definitely be a mirror for sure. A very accurate mirror. And you're welcome, Drew Cook. You guys, we didn't even do the weekly collective. We got to get to that before. I didn't miss any questions, did I? I don't think so. But let's get to the weekly collective, and then I'll do a final sweep of the questions here to make sure I didn't miss anything. I appreciate you. Keep shining. Thank you. Keep shining too. And all of you astronauts who are looking for love and connection, I hope that you find it. Make sure that I'm in the middle of the frame here. I keep sliding over. And let's see what's coming up for us next week. So this week, we actually pulled the Queen of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Six of Swords. And as we can see from the poll, most of you felt like this week the Eight of Swords showed up and feeling self-doubt and insecure. Hey, Strawberry Bubble Tea, how are you? I want a boyfriend. Nothing wrong with that. We all want love. So this week, if you have been feeling as though maybe past circumstances are going to mirror future circumstances, meaning no matter what you do, you just won't get certain things that you want, or you're not good enough for a situation, or you're doubting your ability to be successful, or you're scared to move forward, you're scared to make a mistake, you're scared of criticism, or you are in the confines of your own home. You know how the Six of Swords can represent travel? Well, the Eight of Swords can represent, I'm just staying home. Like, I go to work, I go home. That's it. Like, it's very confined energy. And so if you've been in this space, but you're ready to break free, I have a feeling that next week is going to bring a different vibe. I don't know yet. We haven't pulled the cards, but I have a feeling that next week is going to bring a different vibe. And hopefully some of you were able to challenge those thoughts, challenge those feelings of confusion, or challenge those feelings of imposter syndrome, which the Eight of Swords can connect to, or if you get into a state of that analysis paralysis that the Eight of Swords can do, where you're stuck thinking, what did they mean when they said that? And you're analyzing things to death, right? Hopefully you are managing to shift out of that, because we also got that Six of Swords this week. And that's going to indicate challenging all of the negative thinking, all of the insecurity, self-doubt, and trying to get to a place where you can still your mind and be at peace. So hopefully that has been happening for you guys. If not, you know, the week's not over. So next week, this card fell. We have the Six of Wands. I'm going to have you guys choose the last card. I'm going to choose the middle card. Okay, this one wants to come out. The Lovers. All right, we're going to pull 3 cards for you guys to choose from. And let me know if it's 1, 2, or 3. Okay, we got our first card. 1, 2, and 3. Let's try this again. 1, card number 1. 2, card number 2. Follow your intuition. And 3, card number 3. Right now it is 1, 10, 12. I am going to pick a card by 10, 13. So giving you guys a minute. 1, 2, and 3. And I'll be honest, all of the cards are pretty good, to be honest. So we'll see. Do 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 do. And I was just gonna say, is Jeopardy still on the air? I think it is, right? I mean, it's a pretty good show. I would imagine it'd stand the test of time, regardless. But if no one chooses, I already have my choice that's gonna come through. All right, it is 10:13. I'm gonna make the choice. We have the Empress. So, hopefully it's not, I don't know why the lights are so bright. There we go. Game show. Oh, somebody said 3. Electra, you're a little too late. You gotta move faster next time, guys. But number 3 wasn't bad. It was the Ace of Wands. So taking the initiative, new energy, new ideas, enthusiasm, possibly some surprises, feeling reawakened, feeling like you had a cup of coffee and you are just like on the go. So we'll keep both vibes here. This next week seems lit. You know, next week we've got the Six of Wands, championship, victory, feeling confident. Sometimes the Six of Wands is just like, you know what? We got things done. It's been a week, but I have accomplished a lot. I am the hero. My to-do list, I've checked everything off of it. That's sometimes the Six of Wands. Other times I've seen the Six of Wands represent, oh, you know what? I feel confident. I feel energized. I feel like I'm being appreciated. People are validating me. People are giving me a round of applause. They seem to recognize my gifts, my talents, my efforts. So if you've actually been waiting for a moment for recognition or to even feel like the things that you've been working towards have amounted to something, or even like this week, we got the Eight of Swords, right? So some of us could have been feeling self-doubt in some area of our life. Well, next week, it feels like that self-doubt is being flushed away. And it's just like, why did I ever doubt my abilities? Like what? everyone loves it. You know, everyone loves me. I'm talented. It's kind of like if you apply for a job, you get an interview, and you're in the Eight of Swords moment. And you're like, oh man, I was terrible with that interview. It was awful. Next week, they call you back and say, we want you for the job. And you have this Six of Wands moment, right? So next week's feels as though we've won something. Something's gone our way. And we also have the Lovers going into the Six of Wands. So it actually may even feel like a mutual victory where maybe you and, I don't know, in this scenario, we got a job. So maybe you and the company win. Other times it's just like it feels as though your friends, your family, other people around you are experiencing happy moments, milestones, things that are achievements, things that are good, that feel nice, wonderful. It's just a good moment that everyone can celebrate. Everyone can feel like a winner. Other times I've seen this energy, if we're thinking romantically, to just represent, you know, I feel like the person I'm interested in is paying attention to me. And if you're not interested in anyone, this is obviously an opportunity to possibly meet someone. This will generally represent that you could be getting your flirt on. And then I do want to say I've gotten the Lovers card to represent travel as well, because it connects to Gemini, which is the short distance trip thing. Other things this can recognize is like you have strangers compliment you. Like I've just seen that. Anyway, the Empress here following the Lovers. This is a really great week. Empress here following the Lovers. She's happy. She's fulfilled. She's creative. She's in her own world, but she's also paying attention to other things like that. This is like the card of like my money is good, body's teased, skincare is on point, I'm glowing, I'm glistening, I am getting time off to myself. My schedule is to my liking. I wake up, I do a little stretch, a morning workout. I go for a walk. I have a matcha. Like the Empress is such a feel good card. So I'm very happy for the vibes that are coming through next week. And as part of the reason that we feel good is the company that we could be keeping, right? When I think about the Lovers connecting to the Empress, it's like I'm surrounded by people who are bringing me good vibes, who are celebrating me, who are not just me or whatever. We're celebrating together. We're having good moments together. It feels as though, you know, for some people, since it's Mercury retrograde, I'll say reunited and it feels so good, right? If you've been in a lull period, if you felt a bit uninspired, next week feels inspiring to you. It feels like you're doing new things, like you're going different places. You're hearing interesting stories. You are taking charge. Yeah, taking charge too, especially with the Six of Wands and leadership, and the Empress. She can connect to leadership as well. You're taking charge of your life. You're being the architect of your own world. And there was something else I wanted to say with the combination of these cards here of the Lovers, the Six of Wands, and the Empress. The three of them can come together to represent, it was on the tip of my tongue, being creative. Especially if you think about this, the Lovers connects to Venus. Venus is in the third house because the Lovers connects to Gemini, or you can treat it as Venus and Gemini. That's often an indication of somebody who is highly skilled, very creative, who has a creative mindset, or just has love on the brain, right? Or I want to make relationships, or I want to make money. So it can also represent financial blessings coming in next week, positive conversations. Somebody says something that makes you feel good. You get a nice compliment. You hear good news. And these are the things that show up. I don't know how else to explain the combination of these cards here. Lastly, if you want to think about something that's a little bit more adulting, if you think about Venus and Gemini, this can be the management of finances. Worst case scenario, when I see these cards, is unpredictable events when it comes to relationships, particularly with women, or but it could just be relationships in general. It doesn't matter. But I've seen people just natally have Venus in the third house, And they can have pretty volatile relationships with people and friends and things like that. And that's just something I've seen for them. And all of them have been very creative. Just wanted to say. So next week, it seems like a really great week. Even if you're at work and it's mundane and boring and blah, 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 you may find as though your off work time is well spent. And it's not as though work is draining you as much. Or maybe you get a little bit of a break at work. Or maybe you manage to meet up with a friend and you go somewhere and you guys chit chat and it feels good to talk about your life and updates and all of that. Or you go out on a date with someone that you like and it feels as though you made a real connection. So I've given a bunch of examples of everything. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. I think it's going to be a good time. I'm trying to do the numerology for this too. What is that? The Lovers is 6 and 3. That's a 9. Plus 6, that's 15. Plus 1, that's 16. 16 plus 6 and 1, that's 7. 7's like study, contemplation, pause, reflection, planning. These are all the things. These could be themes as well for next week if we think about the numerology of everything. Oh, hey Marilyn, haven't seen you in a minute. What are the current thoughts and feelings of RD, who I used to have a situationship with? Okay. And you will be the last question, Marilyn, because I am hungry. I haven't eaten dinner. Well, I started to, but then I was like, oh, I gotta go live for you guys. I was jet lagged last week, guys, because I missed 2 of the lives. Don't mind me. I've gotten it together this week. Sort of. I'm a little bit better. I'm back on track. Sort of. But let's get into this R&D who you used to have a situationship. Their current thoughts. The Hierophant. Good night, Electra. The 9 of Wands. This card fell out. The Ace of Swords here. Is it focusing? You know what? I give up. There we go. Took forever to focus. Their current feelings, or their current thoughts, I should say, thoughts and feelings. When I look at these cards, to me, it feels as though there isn't a lot of like romantic thought process in it. In their mind, it's very much like that was a chapter in my life, but I am moving on. It's interesting. They feel like, especially when the 9 of Wands is there, a part of them is like, I don't want to go back. And it's not necessarily a judgment of you. It's more so of where they're currently at mentally. Currently, this person is just in a stage where they want something new and something different. And so when they think of you, they kind of think of you in terms of like, this person was, or the situation that we had was in the past, I don't want to relive that. And I want to move towards a new experience. That's kind of like their way of thinking. You know, that's how they're viewing things. For them, it's almost like with being with you, like they got like a very strong ego boost out of it. They feel like, I don't know, something about being with you made them feel like they're just that guy. Like they just got it like that. Maybe being seen with you was a bonus, or maybe they just felt like, you know, if you like them, then they can get some other girls or something like that. Some guys are like that. But whatever the case may be, you've done wonders for their self-esteem. I'll say that. But overall, they think that you're pretty cool, especially with the Empress here. They do think that you were a lovely woman. Like I said, there's nothing negative that they have to say about you in particular, or that they're thinking about you as. It's just more so like, that was a situation I was in. This was a person who I had some level of intimacy with, but I have entered a new stage in my life where I'm exploring new individuals and new people to make connections with. And I appreciate you coming into my life because I feel like you helped raise my confidence, or you made me feel good about myself. And that's their whole thought process when it comes to you and their feelings and their current thoughts and feelings. It's actually interesting because when I think of the Nine of Wands, and especially when it's next to the Hierophant, it's almost as if this person is exhausted by the idea of having to settle down. And I don't know if you've had conversations with this person about commitment or how they view relationships or anything like that. But there's a part of them that just has this free spirit about them, and a little bit of like a wandering eye too. And they feel like in their mind, you're going to end up in a committed relationship, probably with someone down the line. Meanwhile, they themselves feel like they are going to be in this explorer space and unlikely to, because this is following the, I'm clarifying the Two of Wands. They're unlikely to change their behavior. Because when we think about the Six of Cups reverse, sometimes it's this feeling of not just nostalgia, but like refusing to let go of the past. And Knight of Swords also shows like their mindset's pretty immature. So it's hard for them to picture being in this place of stability or commitment. That to them feels heavy. This is just part of their thinking, you know, when they're thinking about you and their feelings. But overall, I think they have positive feelings towards you, but it's not necessarily this, if you're looking for like, does this person like long for you, or they have this feeling of yearning, and I don't see that for them. For them, their thoughts are very centered around themselves and their next experiences and the direction that they want to move in and who they might end up with next and who's going to be the next experience for them or who they might date. And that's kind of like where their head is at. Hopefully I've described that, Marilyn. But let me know what you think of this person and how you've experienced them, if that matches what you've experienced with them. I am curious. And thank you guys for participating in the polls. We have self-doubt and insecure. I hope you guys feel better next week with that Six of Wands there, and we get that boost of confidence, especially with the Empress. she can often indicate feeling good about oneself. So I really do hope. You said, I think you are spot on. Yes, immature. Yeah, their mindset's very immature. It's sad, but hopefully they grow up. Some people never do, but I hope they do. Yes, strawberries. I still do one free reading a month for members. Did you do a reading this month? But it's one question. I have my list, but okay, I think it was January. Was it? Yeah, I think you went in January. But yeah, you can ask a question. I found my list. He's 58 years old. Damn. He might not mature at all. Also, one paid one in January. One was about... Oh, yes. I remember. But yes, ask your question, strawberries, and you will be the last question. Members get one free question per month for the time being, is because I don't have a lot of members, so I can make this offer for my members, and I am very happy to do so. But yeah, you can ask the question, strawberries. Hi, Samantha. I'm doing great. How are you? It's been a long day, a long week, really. Hopefully you guys are doing great. Have a good night, Marilyn, and I hope you find a way better person than this guy that you used to deal with. Will my trip to Japan be safe? Also, a simple yes or no is okay. Hopefully don't be last on the list. Strawberry tea is going to be the last question. And I'm glad you're doing good. You know, I love to hear you when you guys are doing well. I'm sorry a lot of us are having self-doubt and insecure moments this week. Strawberry, we have the Fool card here. Safe. I'm not gonna lie, the Fool card's not, can I be at it, please? Samantha, if you would like a question, you would have to first send payment through either PayPal, CashApp, or Super Chat. I'm doing Strawberry's question. Strawberry is a member. Members get one free question per month. And so that is the deal for the memberships. There was something I was going to add, but my brain blanked. It's late over here. Anyway, we got the Fool and the Six of Wands and the Queen of Cups reverse. I'll say this. I don't think necessarily, here we go, anything is going to happen to you, but it will be some new experiences. I don't want to sit here and say everything is safe because there's dangers in every country, right? And also we got the Fool, and you know how the Fool card is. The Fool card is about taking a risk. You can see on this card, they're about to walk off a ledge. And they're totally ignorant to situations. And so what the cards are saying is there's going to be some situations that maybe can be potentially a little bit, living life on the edge. But ultimately, I think you for the most part, you're going to be all right. It's going to be fine. But make sure that you are careful of your surroundings, that you aren't trusting everyone who comes your way. If you are planning to go out for some drinks or anything like that, especially with the Queen of Cups reversed, don't drink too much. Queen of Cups reversed also, maybe she can get a little bit overly friendly. So she forgets stranger danger sometimes. So keep that in mind. Just keep sharp, follow your intuition. Don't second guess yourself too. And you will be fine. Absolutely. You're going to return safe and sound. Don't worry about it. You're going to have a good time too with these cards here. You're going to meet some fun people. And I think with the Hierophant, because I just pulled it, sorry. I just pulled the Hierophant. I think with this card coming up here, you're going to want to plan another trip from Japan to Japan after you come back. Hey, Kate, how are you? Hope all is well. It's so great to see so many of you tonight. Like, I might have to make Friday nights the night. At the end of this month, February, I'm supposed to be choosing a set time that I'm going to do for the lives. And obviously, I'm going to have maybe like pop-ups too. But I wanted to have a more regular schedule so that you guys could know, all right, this time I know Brandi's going to be live, right? For the most part. And if anything changes, I would let anyone know and say, hey, it's going to change. But I wanted to do that set schedule. But I'm so happy to see you all. And I cannot wait till you come back and let us know about your trip, Strawberry. You're getting a bigger crowd. I think it might just be for tonight. Sometimes it's a bigger crowd, and sometimes it's a smaller group. But either way, I'm happy for anyone who shows up. I think it's the name of the game when it comes to content creation. You never know. You're always rolling the dice. Never know what's gonna hit. Maybe do the poll, a poll of best time to be live. I did do one a while ago, but I am going to do a second one because I'm narrowing it down now. So I'm going to pick the 3 times and dates and make one of them official. It's because we missed you. Thanks, guys. I'm so glad that you missed me. I miss you guys as well. I feel good being back to my regularly scheduled program. Would I be able to get a membership question? Yes, Kate, you can get a membership question. Let me know your question, but I will have to close out no matter who else pops up, because after Kate. But also take care of yourself so you are healthy and stuff. I will. Thank you, Strawberries. And I hope you take care of yourself too. Everyone, make sure to eat your vegetables, go for a walk, or take some sort of exercise. Tomorrow, I've got to get these nails taken off of me. And hopefully I can re-braid my hair after that, because I can't braid my hair with these nails. It's driving me crazy. All I want to do is... You're welcome. All I want to do is re-braid my hair. I think I'm going to just stick to black. We'll see. Maybe I'll throw in some colors in there. Well, no. I don't know. What will the North Node transit... What will this North Node transit affect my life? No, you're fine, Kate. What will this North Node transit affect my life? What is this North Node transit doing? And let me tell you, it's busy. We just had the North Node conjunct Venus, and it's still in Sustabisha. And then also we are having a lunar eclipse, but it's conjunct K2, but yeah, obviously Rahu's affected. We have the Six of Wands. This card flew out, Kate. So obviously some sort of accomplishment, some sort of win. If not, feeling confident, rejuvenated, feeling like you are taking ownership and leadership of your own life. Maybe even feeling like you're finally being celebrated or appreciated by other people. And then sometimes this card speaks to visibility, which is very in alignment with the North Node. Oh. We have the Knight of Swords. Is that the Wizard? We have the Knight of Swords here. Knight of Swords is interesting because to some degree, he can represent someone who can be hasty with their decision making, but also he can represent someone who needs to make those quick decisions, who needs to act fast. And so I feel like this North Node transit is going to push you to have to make some quick decisions, to think on your toes a little bit more, to think in a new way. Oftentimes I get the Knight of Swords to represent, I need to solve a problem I've never solved before. So I definitely get him a lot to represent different paperwork or even scenarios that just feel different. Like, for example, I recently went to New Zealand, right? So one thing I had to do before going to New Zealand was learn how to rent a car and do a quick overview of how to drive on the street because they drive on the other side of the road and what certain signs mean. That's very Knight of Swords behavior. It's like, okay, I have some sort of experience. I've driven a car before, but I've never driven on this side, and I've never driven in this country, and I've never rented a car in this country, but I have some similar transferable skills. So it's like I'm learning a new situation, and I have to apply my old knowledge to this new situation. So there's things like that going on when we talk about the Knight of Swords. But overall, he's a very busy body card. You're not sitting still. This Rahu North Node transit has you on your toes, has you on alert, has you having to problem solve, to think things through. You're growing intellectually. You also could be growing in skill sets. And then also the Knight of Swords, he's very communicative. He talks to people. He gets to know people. So I wouldn't be surprised if you found yourself meeting some new people within your life. It's not saying whether it's romantic or just acquaintances, but overall that is within the possibility. The Ace of Swords, similar to what I said, new ideas, new energy. I feel like, actually, I think this is the Queen of Swords because we see the Q at the top. I think it's a misprint, guys. So Queen of Swords. So elevated thinking. And when I think about this transition from the Knight of Swords to the Queen of Swords, it's just a growth in intellect and the ability to problem solve and gaining new experiences. And also, as I said before, more socializing, more getting out there, finding yourself making connections. And it feels good. You know, it feels like you're coming into contact with some people who see your value and acknowledge it. So I definitely see that. What house is this happening in for you with Rahu? Because I am very curious. Because we're getting from these cards, it could be 6 different houses, but I want to narrow this down. Anyway, as I was saying with the cards, when I look at the Queen of Swords, she's really someone who is focused a lot on solving more immediate problems just from my history of having her come up, she's more, let me solve these problems in front of me right now. Let me figure out how I can get to the next steps instead of thinking 10 years ahead, 8 months down the line, a year down the line. She wants to think maybe a month down the line. She has an idea, an overall picture, but she doesn't want to get ahead of herself. So that's what I noticed when I see the Queen of Swords. Very strategic. So something about this transit is increasing your ability to be more strategic and to plan and to hone in on your intelligence a lot more. Fifth house. Oh, that makes sense. Fifth house is an educational house. So there's that going on there. Let me pull this card. Well, I guess that explains why you're getting the rise in self-worth, because the fifth house does connect to confidence. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, the Wheel of Fate is changing. I generally get the Wheel of Fortune to represent more positive things are coming within your life. And if the universe feels like you're not where you need to be, it's going to do this complete shift and shake things up. I don't really think that's the case, though. I think this is bringing good things within your life. Six of Cups, I feel as though it's bringing in, just in case you wanted to see that, I was kind of fast with that. I feel like it's bringing in people who are going to bring more support to you. We have 2 sixes in this spread already. We know the sixes connect to harmony, responsibility, relationships, balance. And so there's a really strong focus when it has to do with connecting to people, feeling as though you have a good support system. And I will say this, Rahu in the fifth house can often bring about just more fun in your life, where, like, let's say you had a lot of childhood wishes gone unfulfilled. When you have Rahu in the fifth house, this can bring about having those childhood wishes granted. You know, that's just something I've seen when I see that combination of cards here. And then also what I've seen with this is not cards, when I've seen Rahu in the fifth house, but also with the cards, six of wands, and then on the end, 6 of cups. That's like, I'm gaining something that I didn't have, that I may not have had in my childhood, or it's coming back again, whatever the case may be. Also, when we're thinking about this, the cards aren't emphasizing romantic love, but they are emphasizing friendship. Now, this is the Ace of Swords. They are emphasizing friendship and connection. This is not to say that you won't have love. I've seen Rahu come into the fifth house and connect people and put them into relationships. People who have been single chronically. So just from an astrology perspective, I can definitely see that. From a tarot perspective, it's focusing on building relationships, connections, experimenting, new ideas, feeling like you're mentally active and very busy, feeling a strong sense of confidence, creativity, feeling as though you have people in your life who have your back. Like, the vibes here are highly immaculate and really great. Like, I just feel as though there's more freedom, you're more authentic, you're cutting out any or more BS, I'll say that. When we look at these cards here, you might even find yourself letting go of people who just feel like you don't connect with them anymore. You know, certain people, maybe they see you as the old you, and you're like, I'm not that version anymore. And so you cut those people out. But that can happen with this combination of cards. I just see a lot of good things coming in from this. You know, 6 of Wands, Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, And there might be something I'm missing here. I'm trying to go in. You could, I've seen some people have this, go back to school with this combination. And I'll say the focus is definitely going to be on expanding your mind. Even if you don't officially go into some, institutional program, I can imagine that you're reading a lot, you're learning a lot. I'm going through different articles, I'm reading books, I'm gaining experiences by going to events. I have an active social life, or I'm trying to gain an active social life. I'm making new friends. Like this is the vibes here. That's the vibe, Kate. PJ, you may have to wait to donate. I'm closing out. I'm tired. I had to vacate the last one. But I will be back next week. Probably around the same time too. Friday at 9 seems to be good. Unless it's a quick yes or no question. But I am happy you guys are all here. It makes me happy to see you all. All right, I'll see you next week then, PJ, hopefully. But yeah, I'll definitely probably be live on, oh no, I can't be live Friday. Friday I go out of town. So I'm gonna have to switch it to Thursday, guys. I'll be live on Thursday, since I'll be out of town. And I will take care of myself. Thanks you guys. I really appreciate it. Take care of yourself as well. Have a good night. Bye, everyone. Oh, I mean, PJ, if it's a yes or no question, then I can answer it. It's up to you. Ooh. Bye, Kate. Oh, Ella, hold on. Okay. All right, PJ, we'll do your question. Since it's just yes or no. Oh, all right. But do you see things ever improving between me and Mark? Let's see. Will things improve? I'm so sad about this. And I'm sorry you're sad. Hopefully that things will get better. Let's see what the cards are saying and what's unfolding, because I don't want you to be sad. We have the 9 of Wands. So Mark is pretty stubborn. We see that. It's been weighing on my mind. He seems to not care. We have this Ace of Swords. have the Nine of Cups. I think it does show potential for things to change and get better. But I will say this with the Nine of Wands, Mark is very, very stubborn. Like he very much feels like he's in the right, or I don't know, like he can't do any wrong. He just feels like he needs to defend himself. I think it's going to be him having to have a new perspective and to really take a more analytical or thoughtful approach for the situation to change. Because I don't feel like this is things that are on your end. I think this has to do with him and his way of thinking, or his approach to even conflict or disagreement, or whatever the case may be. But this is definitely him. But I think eventually he will come around. He's just very stubborn. I don't foresee him being able to keep this up for long. And we have the Two of Pentacles reversed, which makes sense, you know. That's when you try to juggle too much. You try to take on too much. And it's just not working. I hope he sees where he is wrong, because I'm not perfect and I made things hard too. I hope so too, because when I look at the cards here, it's not impossible. Like, you know, Two of Coins reversed to me is, in a way, an opportunity to see things from a new light or a new perspective that he previously might not have done. But like I said, it will take some time. We have this Eight of Coins. They're really going to have to sit and think about things in detail to understand. And I really do feel like it's going to have to be somebody else who's going to say something to him. I say this because the Eight of Coins is a card of someone being mentored. So I feel like they're going to have a conversation with someone who's probably a lot wiser than them. And that person is likely going to give them a fresher perspective that makes them feel like it's difficult to hold on to their thoughts and their feeling of, I'm right and things need to be this way and da da da. It's just that he never really puts in any efforts. Yeah, I could see that. They're too caught up in wanting to get things their way. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear any criticism. They don't want to hear anything about what they've done wrong or whatever. In their mind, they've done the most, you know. They've done it all, especially that Nine of Wands. But I see this turning around. Just give it time, though. Give it time. You have a very stubborn person that you're trying to reconnect with. Very stubborn here. Don't want to ever admit they're wrong. They feel like, I'm going to die on this hill, and it's going to take something or someone to say something to really turn their perspective around. That's where I see things going. But keep me updated, PJ. Keep me posted on how things play out. All right, I'm going to close out, guys, now. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. We have the video on the eclipse and Purafal Guni, the blood moon. This is a returning eclipse. We actually already had this eclipse previously, once again on March, but in 2027. So it's nice to have this returning eclipse during a Mercury retrograde. I guess eclipses go through retrogrades as well. Oh, Thank you so much for the reading and take care of yourself. Sorry to hold you late. No problem. Take care of yourself as well. I'm going to close out. I think my laptop is dying. I will see you guys tomorrow for the eclipse video. I will be going through all of the signs. Trust me, the history is not that long this time. I wanted to get straight into the point to give you the information. But tune in if you want to know, what's unfolding for your sign, what could be coming up in the next couple of weeks or months. I like to give it like a few months. Like I'm not 6 or 7 months type of person for eclipses. For me, I think eclipses kind of unfold in maybe at least 3 months with the energies. But that's what I see there. So I will see you tomorrow, and au revoir, everyone. Bye, Strawberry.